Today we're going to tackle the standard Beautiful Love. People say this is an easy tune. This is really not an easy tune at all, and there's plenty of different changes that we can go over to this, different ways of playing it. I will give you a chord solo version as usual with several variations, and I'll also do scale chart. This is an interesting song because it has sort of it's a minor sort of a thing, and it has minor things tend to be mixed minors, which different emphasis is on the different kinds of minor scales, among them the harmonic minor, Dorian, melodic minor, different things. We're going to go over all that, and I'm going to give you a scale chart. I'm just working from the simple real book chart, which you probably all have, but I've also included it with the lesson, and that is it has the changes that came with the real book, and then changes that I put in that I usually play that in certain ways simplify or make the song, if not easier, but less awkward to play, and certainly less awkward to play on the guitar, which is the instrument we're playing on. A lot of people will, when you're learning jazz, people will say, "Oh, I don't really listen to the guitarists. I listen to saxophone players and pianists and all that," which is all great, but we're playing the guitar, so we want to learn how to play jazz on the guitar. So, yeah, but the minor seventh chord by itself was considered to be a 2-chord or 6-chord in the key, and never a 1-chord. So after Coltrane and McCoy Tyner and Bill Evans and all the 60s musicians, that changed, and now it's perfectly acceptable to use a minor seventh in the 1 position. It sounds great to most people. It's kind of like it indicates a Dorian sound, and so that would be like this. And a lot of people use that, and it sounds perfectly fine to most of our ears here in the modern era. But the old guys, if I did this, it's, no, it's not a minor seventh, it's minor. So anyway, small point, but you can try these different things. Now moving onward, so we got, and also for this first chord, which is the E minor 7 flat 5, I can do this. And I can do the A7, same thing, using the open A string. Right? Or I could do this. And use, instead of a minor 7 flat 5, just like a minor 11th chord, which is like an E minor 11th, E minor 9 with an 11th, A on top, for the with the open E, or without the open E. So there are all these different variations, and you can feel free to play around with these and see which one is better for your ears, or maybe you want to use one time and one another time to just vary the chord solo. So here we go. And moving onward. Okay, here we go. Finally. rather. Okay, now in that passage there's a couple things going on. First of all, the next chord you can see on the chart after my D minor is a G minor 7 going into a 2-5-1, which they have kind of complicated a little bit on the chart, and you can see where I've simplified it on the line above the chart in the in-between line. It's just a G minor 7 to a C7 to an F major, and then back to 5, back to D minor. Now, so before I get there, on the fourth measure, I've done what they call fiving the new chord. Fiving the new chord is putting a dominant seventh chord before the new chord, in this case a G minor, to make it pull more strongly to the G minor in this case, which is the 2 chord in the new key, G minor 7, C7, F. It's a relative major key. And so instead of just staying on a D minor chord for 2 bars, I've changed to a D7. In this case, a D7 flat sharp 9, because that sharp 9 has the melody note in it. 9, I could use an A flat. So that sounds like this. Alright. Now, a couple things about the next passage. I don't know if you guys know this voicing or not for like a C7. This is a C7 with a 9. 1, 7, 9, third, and then 13. Melody note in this case. And this is a great voicing. I saw Jim Hall playing this the first time, and I think of this as kind of a missing link kind of voicing, which means that for me, I think of C7s here, C9, C7, C7 sharp 9, 13, and all that stuff. And then I think of it here, and then this is kind of the link in between. So I got this here around the second, third, fourth fret. Then I got this one around the 8th, 9th, 7th fret. And then I got this one that's in between. So here, here, and then so now for a C13 or any kind of C dominant, I've covered the neck at 3 different.